Okay, so we are live now.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start the city council study session, December 8th, 2020 at 6:02. We have no old business. Under new business, we have a discussion of ordinance number 2020-1167, 2020 budget amendment number 1 on page 13 and 14.
So this is the normal budget amendment that we do every year at the end of the year. Sometimes more often if we need to. So this is just updating our budget for 2020 to accommodate all of our expenditures. Some of the main changes have to do with the general fund, and because we received that coronavirus grant of $104,000, that increased our revenues and expenditures. And then we also added transfers to the sewer, cemetery, and street funds and the equipment replacement fund. So that increased expenditures from the general fund as well. The 102 fund increased revenues and expenditures because that is the cemetery fund. And originally, being new last year, right at the beginning, I budgeted based on the revenues we received. Not sure how much money the general fund would need to transfer on an annual basis. So this is adjusting for that. And going forward, I have a better idea of how much those transfers will need to be. So as we discussed in the budget process, that'll be accommodated. The change in the street fund, which is 103.
No,
The Washington overlay, which we have started doing engineering work on. When I budgeted last year at the end of 2019, I wasn't unaware of that project. Like I said, I had just started, so I wasn't completely up to speed on all the projects. So that project wasn't budgeted for expenditures or grant reimbursement. So that fund was increased to accommodate those. And also the street fund received the reimbursement for the street light retrofit. That project happened in 2019, but we received those funds in 2020. So that did affect our revenues received. So that's part of the adjustment. The water fund, when we budgeted originally in 2019 for 2020, we had just learned about the Well 7 project. So we budgeted $750,000. Not sure how quickly that project was going to go based on the other funding. We did not start that project this year. So we've removed the $750,000 from the water budget for that capital project that has not begun. The sewer fund, Fund 402, did have to be increased by a few $1,000s because we had some equipment replacements that we needed to do this year. We had to replace a pump, and we had a couple of electrical issues, and we had to replace the HVAC system out of the treatment plant. So those were unexpected, the things that came up that we had to, we did have to purchase. As I discussed in a previous meeting, I believe the excise tax was under budgeted before. But the excise tax that we paid is higher. So I didn't budget for the excise taxes. So that's being remedied here. Did you guys have any questions on any of the funds or?
See anything?
It's pretty standard. There was nothing, aside from coronavirus this year with that grant, there were, and the fact that we've been under emergency, there haven't been any significant financial impacts aside from the ones that we've talked about in regards to, some of the utility accounts outstanding, but
Right.
in the coronavirus grant. So that's pretty much it.
Anybody have any other questions?
Sorry, a little bit late.
Oh, no, it's fine. We were just discussing the budget amendment number 1 on your packet there, so. It's on page 14 if you have any questions on any of those. Okay, well, we will move on to B, discussion of resolution 2020-18, approving law enforcement assistant agreement between the city of Methven and Yakima County Sheriff's Office for communication services, page 15 and through 19.
That's something we do every year though.
Yeah, except for from 2020 to 2021, last year's was 2%. For seek out other,
Yeah.
we're already established with communications with them, so. Yeah, I mean, I would think it's pretty standard considering the year we've had, so. You guys are all good with that? Okay. All right, well, we'll move on to C then. Discussion of resolution 2020-19, contract with Northwest Code Pros for building inspection services. On this one, we are actually gonna table this. We need more time to look at it and have our attorneys look at it also.
Does he ever come around? I've never seen him. I don't know this guy.
Who's this?
This guy that does
The inspections? Oh, yes, he does.
he does. I have never seen him or met him or anything.
We'll probably will invite him to come over to the council meeting.
I've never seen him. Have you? Any of you guys?
I've never.
No, that's why people ask me, and I tell them, we don't have one. Because I've never seen him or met the guy or.
When there's new houses, sometimes built, does he?
They do the planning review, they come and do the inspections, and then he'll give us the report.
Even on the pre-existing homes that are just upgrading and stuff,
There's a
they
building
do
permit.
all that too. Okay. Well, it's good to know. All right, well, like I said, we're gonna table that so that way Jamie can have a better look at it and then we'll go from there. So, all right, so we'll go on to D, discussion of resolution 2020-20, authorizing the mayor to sign contract with Yakima Valley Conference of Governments, WICOG, for technical planning assistance 2021. And that's on page 29 through 32. And let's see here. Okay, so what did we budget last year for them?
Last week was 7,000
7,000 is what we had from last year.
last year.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Is that how much are we doing this year for that, Jamie?
This is a new laptop. Where do I find my files? Oh, it's not in that. Sorry, I pulled up the wrong thing. And actually, it's not in this document, but we budgeted, I think 2%, an increase of 2% is what I want to say. And off the top of my head, I don't know exactly what that number is. That would have been just part of the general fund professional services line item. So it's not broken down in the budget.
So just a 2% increase on top of that, just for in case.
Correct.
Okay. You guys,
Their membership assessment actually only went up by like $1. So that's the first page, page 30.
okay.
And then the actual technical assistance contract, we budgeted to that 2%. So we'll fill in the amount that we budgeted and then they'll sign it based on what we say. Okay.
All right, so just the membership assessment went up $1.
Yeah, I believe it was $1.
Oh, okay.
YVCOG was very careful this year about increasing or decreasing membership fees because of the pandemic. Everybody's trying really hard to cover costs where they can.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So are you guys good with a 2% increase just in case we need it?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's all on the study session. Does anybody else have anything else they want to bring up or anything? Anything they want to discuss? No?
I'd just like to say thank you to Sylvia and Jamie for putting numbers on these dang things so we can, instead of thumbing through everything, trying to locate it. Like you guys put numbers up, so we can go straight to them and not be asking each other, oh, where's it at, where's it at?
That was really nice.
Yeah, definitely. That is a nice thing. Thank you, guys.
A lot of work.
No, it's just looking at it in a new way. We both kind of we're on the same page about it. So we're like, we should do that.
And Jamie, she had a program where she had already worked with, and so she knew how to do it, just put it together and then just click on something and
Yeah, it's going to be easier for everybody all the way around. So definitely. Thank you, guys.
And then I did want to touch base about doing Zoom meetings going forward, because technically we're not supposed to be having in-person meetings. So like in your agenda packet, you got that cover sheet that showed the information for getting onto the Zoom meetings.
A big number.
Well, that's just a cover sheet because it's not part of that.
I know that, just giving a hard time.
Right.
So, when we have the meetings through Zoom, you'll be able to do it from your home, or I think we're gonna try and get the iPads that you guys had previously up and running again. And I think some of you still have those iPads, is that correct?
Diane never had one.
Oh, okay.
I can imagine.
Nobody has one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I do that. I
Okay.
might, I don't think so.
Will you double check?
I'll double check on mine, but
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
So once we get those up and running, then we'll send you out this information to get onto the Zoom meeting so that you can get on from your home. We'll send you, or we'll hand deliver the agenda packet like we have been doing. And then if we have people that are coming to present, they will get the Zoom ID. And then if we're going to figure out a way for people to let us know ahead of time, if people from the community want to speak in the communities, in the section where they're allowed to speak. And they'd have to tell us ahead of time so that we can give them the correct password information. Otherwise, everyone in the public can now watch the meetings live streamed on YouTube. So that's how we're going to be compliant with the governor's orders to not have in-person meetings. And so I know Sophie's not here tonight, but she had mentioned that her Wi-Fi access is spotty at her house. For you guys to come, you can still come to the council chambers if you need to, if you don't have Wi-Fi access, and we will have our screen where we can put you, where you're at and project you on, as a member of the meeting. But to keep in compliance with the governor's prohibition, we want to discourage that if at all possible. So, and if you guys, I don't know how much experience you guys have using Zoom or any of the online meetings, but we can maybe arrange to do a practice run. I know this is kind of short notice on this one, but we can maybe do a practice run next time.
Yeah,
If you guys have questions on it, feel free to reach out to me. I can walk you through how it works, or I can do a one-on-one with you and start a meeting, and we can, do it together so you can see how it works.
All right. Well, I guess, anybody else have anything?
Question, I mean, this has nothing to do with this. Did they move part of the Great Brethren Church over here? They took down the billboard, the reader board, and they put it over there.
Correct, and that was not done correctly, so I dealt with that Saturday and Sunday. And so I had a meeting with them on Monday, and that's why it's covered, because they did not submit a building permit, and they haven't done their blueprint, so right now, they cannot do anything in that building, because it's not code to be a church yet.
Because they've been over there for a month or two now, and then over the weekend, I seen them taking that reader board over there, and I go,
And they got penalized.
Yeah. Well, isn't that our property?
Right?
The Spanish. What was that?
Is it the church next to,
Good on there, so you hear.
They kind of rent with that church in the morning,
over on this side? Okay.
so.
Hardly.
with the Great Brethren Church.
I thought it was the one next to, our
No,
building.
the Grace Brethren Church, those Spanish people are the ones that,
They moved over there,
They have
because I seen them take the sign over the weekend, Saturday.
Oh, really?
They must have really split up, because they've been going to having services over there for a month or two already.
Oh, wow.
longer than that.
That's not
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
So
boy.
we met with them. And so they're not allowed to be in there. So if you guys see them, give me a call.
Okay.
That's all complaints I have.
All right. Mayor, do you have anything?
No, I just on the cemetery, but Sylvia explained that we were gonna take care of it at the first of the year, so.
Okay.
The only thing is, if we need to make a decision on the gates or something before that, I'm not sure how you guys all feel.
Oh, you guys
You guys-
heard that already, haven't you?
Like I said, I'll go tonight after the meeting, and if there is an open in their gate, I will call you tomorrow morning, call you, let you guys know that there is an open in there where you can walk through.
Maybe we can have a sign made up saying enter as you want, whenever you want. That way,
Walk-in only.
walking,
Yeah, something
yeah.
like that.
That way they don't vandalize and drive their cars out there and whatnot at night, so.
I'll go about tonight, and I'll call you tomorrow, so, yeah. let you know. There is one. I'll let you know either way.
All right, well, on here, we don't have any executive session. So I guess we'll adjourn the study session at 6:21.